I'm seeing your screen black. Beautiful. Screen need to be black right about now. Right? The screen needs to be black right about now. All right, tonight is not a camera night. Tonight is more of a stay focused on stay focused on the mission at hand kind of night. All right. If you know you got teammates, if you know you got individuals who it is you really want to get this information, this is the call you really want to get them on. You want to get them on this call. Tonight I'm going to do something a little different. It's going to be a little shorter, but I'm going to do something a little different tonight. Let me see. If I have any guests on the call, I want you to type 000. All the guests, type 0. You're not a part of what we're doing as yet. If I have any guests on the call, you're not a part of our system. Probably have never seen it. I guess it's Abijah. I hope I'm not butchering the name. All right. I see 00. Onisia, what's going on? Welcome. All right. So I see we have two guests, so let's just do a quick orientation. So if you're a guest on the platform, I want to welcome you to Connective. Now, Connective is a company that recently was formed, but our parent company is closer to 14 years old. So it's basically a new arm of the company, but it's from a very, I would say, a very competent leadership team that we have, right? Now, what this company's mission is about is for persons to really and truly elevate, right, to get to the next level. So we have an academy where you can actually come and you can learn. And the academy is in video format, right? And it's designed for someone to learn on their own. It's literally designed like that. I know some persons, you want to have your hand held, but the way of the academy is really designed. The videos are like 45 seconds long, 1 minute long, 2 minutes, and it really explains this stuff in such a way that if you are a short-tempered person, right, you can actually go through the video a couple of times. Like I was actually telling someone I went through a 8-hour academy 4 times in 2 days. When I just got started, the entire academy, this is quite in 2017, the entire academy at the time was a number of hours long, and I actually went through it like a lot. To literally, you see, this come like a new space for some of the individuals. This might be like a new language, and repetition is the mother of all skills, is really true repetition. Right? You want to repeat something over and over. Even though I've been doing this now for 8 years, I still repeat the same things. Some persons may think, well, you need to just come and you'll get it in a month, and that's cool, but you really want to know that you're looking at 5, 10, 15, 20 years down the road. You don't want to just look at this from a month basis. Right? I was actually telling one of my mentees, if you're about to do brain surgery and the person who's about to do your brain surgery, they said they only studied medicine for a month. Is that person touching you? Yes or no? Let me see. Yes or no in the chat. The person about to do your brain surgery, they have only gone through the academy for 1 month. Is that person touching you? Elizabeth put hell no. Latita put no. Never. Right? It's the same mindset, guys. So you want to give this thing the right amount of time. I remember I'm seeing Maria there. Maria asked me how long it took me before I started teaching. I told her it took me 9 months. It took me 9 months to start teaching. Now, I was teaching before, but I wasn't really teaching. I was more like, I really picked up the information like 6 weeks. I really picked up the information, and I could have started, sharing. But when I would say full-fledged, know what I'm doing for sure, it took me 9 months. And up to this day, I'm still a work in progress. I will never get perfect at it, because practice doesn't make perfect. It only makes improvements. So I hope you guys getting something from what we're doing here so far, right? So we have an academy where we have live classes. What the live classes are designed to do, if whilst you're going through the academy or you don't understand something, right, you can actually go to the live classes. The live classes, they are scheduled different times, so you can actually hop on. You can even go watch the recording. Now on the recordings, you will not be able to ask the questions. but you can actually go ask your live questions and they tend to answer it, right? We're about to launch our health. I would say in the next 6 days. I can't even say 7 anymore. This company is going to drastically launch a lot of stuff, money flow. We have our trading tools. Now, the trading tools and the journals and all those things, they are already in place. What is really designed for you to do is for you to get the trades for yourself. So instead of having to wait for a trade to be sent to you through one of our avenues, you can actually go and use the scanner. Now these are kind of package sensitive, so it's based on what package you will have access to certain things. Just know that, right? So we also send trade alerts. These trade alerts, the way how these trade alerts come, they actually come on Telegram, and you have the ability to put in the information and have amazing results. I was actually speaking with a gentleman last night, and the results he told me he got so far, it's just literally mind-blowing. I was just repeating it through my mind that is just mind-blowing. That he was able to take a meager sum, take the trade ideas from Telegram, and probably grow it thousands of percents. I would probably say about a couple hundred up to probably 1,000%. He have grown his account a lot. Not just those. I think I may actually call him up if he's on the call. I may actually call him up just for him to literally say it if he chooses to say it. All right, but the like I'm now seeing Delta Gold just has an update. For all the ones that has Delta Gold, I'm telling you right now, he's actually calling a trade position right now. For all who has Delta Gold, he's calling a trade right now. Like right now, he's calling a trade right now. All right, so I don't know if you guys probably want to, segue and go take your trade, but when he calls a trade, yeah. Now the funny thing is, based on my experience, I already took the trade. I already saw that trade already. So I already took that trade. All right, so he's calling the trade right now. I already took that trade a couple of minutes, before I came on this call, I actually placed that trade because I actually saw it. All right, so, and that's the power of learning. After a while, you start seeing it before time. You literally start seeing the trades before time. All right, so all the persons who have access to Delta Gold, go across there right now and you can actually place that. You could literally place that trade with your eyes closed. Just do exactly what he says, entry point, take profit point. And the reason why it is I'm not calling what the trade is on here is because there are some persons who are investing to get this, and there are some persons who choose not to invest to get it. And I'm telling you right now, whatever you don't sow, you will not reap. You can't expect to not sow and reap. It doesn't work like that. It just is what it is. I mean to say, like this weekend, I'm about to make a journey to Miami, and I couldn't go to the airline and tell them, well, give me a blind with the ticket. No, I had to pay for my ticket. Yeah. Miami is not moving. When you find the money, we'll take you. But until you find that money, not take you. All right, so let's continue. So trade alerts, just as what I was just saying, just came out there. So persons are having massive results with those trade alerts, right? And you can see we have more stuff. Persons who get started on different packages, you can actually get trips free as well. So on our travel side, persons who get started at a decent enough package, you have the ability to get a free trip immediately, right? So we have that covered so far. Now, okay, a bunch of messages was coming in there. All right. Now, what it is I wanted to do tonight is more like show you guys or give you guys the mindset as to how to operate in the crypto space a little bit. And the reason why is because I think a lot of persons, they kind of get lost. When they say crypto, even some seasoned persons still are lost. Right? So let's go over to this browser here, and we are going to go. Something was going on there. Okay. We're going over to CoinMarketCap. and we are going to watch these currency pairs here, right? So if you look here, you could see Bitcoin is on top, then it have Ethereum, then it have Tether, it has BNB, it has XRP, it has USDC, it has Solana, it has Tron. Now all of these have different use cases. They operate in the same space. They are called cryptocurrencies. All of them are batched into cryptocurrencies, but they have separate names. So the first one that really made the big splash is Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is like the father of cryptocurrency when you really think about it. Now Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, they operate on two things mainly. They have a base currency and an exchange. I think that might be the best way I could say it. And the reason why actually, let me not say exchange, let me say a network. So it has the base currency of a network. Bitcoin is a base currency and it also has its own network. So meaning when you're sending Bitcoin, you can send Bitcoin, but you can send it on another network. But if you send Bitcoin on another network, you're going to lose your Bitcoin. You want to send it on the Bitcoin network. So let me say that again. It has Bitcoin and then it has the network for Bitcoin. Because if you have Bitcoin on your phone or you have it on a flash drive, it's not really on a network. But if you want to get it off of that device, you have to send it back through the blockchain and it has to pass through a network, right? So let me see if you guys understand that. I'm trying to make it as layman term as possible. If you guys understand that, I want you to type 111. If you're still lost, throughout the call, I'm going to be doing a lot of explaining, so you guys are going to understand that, right? So Bitcoin and Bitcoin network, right? It's two kind of separating, but they're one and the same. You could only send Bitcoin on the Bitcoin network. All right, so I'm seeing, and for the ones that don't understand, again, as we continue, you guys are going to get it. Now look at this. So now we have Tether. Tether is a stable coin. Why I say stable coin? The price doesn't really change. It stays the same price as the US dollar. And I can't even say the US dollar. It just stays at $1. All right? So if you come here, see it around 0.98 cents. If you look up in the corner here. So it kind of stays around. And why I love that is, let's just say you have Bitcoin. You have $100 in Bitcoin. You can transfer your Bitcoin over to Tether, or you could convert it over into Tether. So from Bitcoin to Tether, now it will be $100, but it wouldn't move. Now Bitcoin moves because remember it's being traded. So the value is going to go up, the value is going to go down. So you could put Bitcoin over on Bitcoin and Bitcoin market drop and your $100 is then $50. But if you leave it over on Tether, it doesn't move. It's going to stay around the price. You could see it as small, little small moves, but nothing really to talk about. All right, so I hope you guys understand that. Now you could swap cryptocurrencies. You could have it in Bitcoin, you could have it in Tether, you could send it over in Ethereum, you could swap it into different cryptos. All right, and there are different use cases with them. So far I think I covered two of them. Tether is a stable coin, it doesn't move. Bitcoin is a currency coin, so it moves. Now USDC and USDT, in which you're seeing USDC down here, is the same as Tether. It doesn't really move. If you really watch, it's right around the same price. So you have an option. You could use USDC or USDT to keep your cryptocurrency at a stable price. Now here how this works. Let's just say you convert into Bitcoin. Bitcoin is right now around $77,000, as you could see. Let's just say you convert $100 into Bitcoin. Now it's going to say 100, but let's just say it goes up to 80,000, from 77 up to 80,000. So it goes up by 3,000. Let's just say. And now you have $130 in Bitcoin because your Bitcoin went up in value. You could swap it out back into Tether. So now you have 130. And let's just say Bitcoin drops back down to 77. You could swap it back in. And let's say Bitcoin go up to 80 again. You could swap it back out. So now you're up $160. So you can actually do that and you can make money. But it's kind of tedious to do that. We have something on our platform that automatically does it as well. Right, it's called C-Force. So that's what C-Force does. C-Force swaps your currency automatic in the background. So you could just set up C-Force and C-Force will actually grow your crypto because knows when to swap. It understands when to swap it into USDT and when to swap it back into Bitcoin, and it keeps making money from swapping. Let me see if you guys understand that 111. If you do not understand, 000. Daryl, go over what again? I'm not sure which one. If it was the one before or this one. All right. So let's go through a whole process here now. I'm going to literally do it in front of you guys. All right. Let me go check this trade. Give me a sec. Let me just get my device up and going. Actually, let me do it on. I think the better thing for me to do this on is on Android. You know? I'm gonna do it on my iPhone, but guys, it's the same process really. Android is just a little different, right? The wording might be a little different, but it's the same concept because the concept doesn't change, right? So just bear with me a sec. Let's get you up here. Boom. Share. This is a class. Maybe I may never do this class again, so you guys want to pay attention, huh? You really want to pay attention to what I'm doing here. Because what happened is, because of certain, regulatory rules and stuff, there are certain things that you're really not supposed to do or show because bad actors have made things bad. So the persons who want to do legitimate stuff, we now have to operate on eggshells because of the bad actors. Persons who would have scam persons would have, do unscrupulous things, and now they put us in a space where if we do things along that line, it could come across as if it's shady. All right. So here what this I'm gonna do. I've logged into my phone. First, I'm going to withdraw some cryptocurrency from my trading account. So I come across here my trading account. All right. I'm going to withdraw. Let's just say $20, right? So let's do withdraw, and I'm going to withdraw $20. Now my Binance and my Xness is connected together. So I don't need to go and do a bunch of stuff and jump through too much hoops. Right? So I'm just going to click here on Binance. Right? Let me start again. I click withdraw. At the top of the screen, you would see my Binance ID. I'm going to click on that. All right. When I click on that, I'm going to then tell it how much I want to withdraw. So I'm going to put in, let's just say $20. All right. I'm going to click continue. I'm going to click continue again. It's going to ask me now to do my verification, confirm. All right. It should send a code here anytime around now. Now, some things you may not see as well because sometimes the app tends to block certain things for security reasons. But so far, I think you guys seen everything I'm doing. So I just did the withdrawal. Now it's gone across to my Binance. So it just told me that I withdraw money. It's telling me my balance has changed. So I can literally see my balance has changed. Now let's go across now to Binance. Now, most times it goes instantaneously. Sometimes it may take a minute. All right, so let's see. I don't think it's here as yet. I think I just see you receive a transfer. It just showed up on top there, right? So now my balance is now 47 from whatever. Now, when it comes over here, guys, it's going to come under, now at the bottom of the screen, you're seeing home, market, trade, feature, and asset, all the way down to the bottom, if you watch the bottom of this, right? So I'm going to click here on asset. So now that I'm over on asset, I'm seeing on the spot I have $27, and which means the money that I just sent is in my funding wallet. Now up on top, you can see overview, spot, and funding. All right. So I'm just clicking on funding, and let's do a refresh, and there it is. So I just sent USDT from my trading account into Binance. It's showing up under funding, but now I want it under spot. I don't want it under funding. So here what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a convert. Now, if you watch at the bottom of the screen, you will see trade. At the bottom of the screen, have asset, features, trade, markets, and home. I'm going to click on trade. When I click on trade, I want to do a convert. Well, actually, before I do a convert, let me do a transfer. think I was actually going the wrong direction. So I want to do a transfer. I want to transfer this from funding to spot. So let's do transfer. As you can see on top, it has, move that out of the way. You can see it has add funds, send, and transfer. I'm going to click on transfer, and automatically it's going to show up when I click here. So I just click USDT max. You see the max on the screen. Now I want to send it from funding to spot. So if you watch up on top here, you could see funding and spot. I'm going to use this to point, right? You can see funding and spot on top here. I want to go from funding to spot, $20. I'm just going to click confirm, and it happened instantaneously. Go on there, no fees. All right. Now let's go and do the convert part now. So if I want to convert this USDT to Bitcoin, what I need to do is click trade at the bottom. When I click on trade, it's going to come up here. It's going to show me USDT, and it's showing me a different currency pair, which is Aave. I don't want Aave there. So I'm going to click here, and I'm going to switch it to Bitcoin. Then I'm going to click max, and it's telling me how much Bitcoin I'm going to get, which is 0.0002594. So if I click preview, it's going to gear up to send it. Now I don't want to send the USDT into Bitcoin, but at least I'm letting you guys see how I could swap from USDT into Bitcoin. All right, if you guys are following so far, I want you guys to type 555 in the chat. If you're lost 000, it's okay to be lost. This could be overwhelming for some persons, but guys, it was overwhelming for me. I just did it over and over, and I made mistakes too. I made a lot of mistakes. Just letting you guys know, I made a lot. So I'm literally cutting down the mistakes for you guys here so you don't go through the mistakes. I'm gonna most likely have this up as a recording so you guys can actually use this to actually help yourself do transactions with crypto in the future. All right. So I just click back on assets down at the bottom. In my funding account has nothing now because remember I transferred everything over to spot. So over in spot now you're gonna see the USDT is saying $20. You can see FETR has $10. You're seeing all the other little currencies that I have inside it from different cryptocurrencies. SUI, you see in WLFI, and you can see that's World Liberty Financial. It's different projects. If I want, I could swap them out. Like let's do one just for the sake of doing it, right? So I'm going to swap SUI into USDT. Now remember USDT has $20. I'm going to take this $10.38 from here and send it up there. So here what I'm going to do. I'm going to click trade at the bottom. All right, now that I click trade, I want to select what I want to swap. Now I want USDT to be at the bottom. So if you're watching the center, there's an arrow pointing up and down. I'm literally clicking the arrow that's pointing up and down, and that's causing it to switch. All right, so I want USDT at the bottom. Now I need to go and get SUI, in which is SUI. So I click on SUI. I'm going to click max, and now it's telling me how much I'm going to get. I'm going to get $10.32 and 54. Well, $10.32, and then it give you all these small numbers. If you guys are seeing that, I want you guys to type 222 in the chat. Now all I need to do is press preview, and it will convert immediately. So I don't think I probably need to actually do the convert. I think you guys understand how simple that is. If I click preview, it's then going to ask me to confirm, and it's going to do the swap. So that's how you move from one currency pair to another. All right, so I see the 222s. This is really, really a good class. I think a lot of persons missing out on this. What is I'm teaching here, you really should be paying for this, to be honest. Because I paid to learn this. I didn't learn it for free. I'm sharing it for you guys for free, but I paid to learn it. All right? So don't take it for granted. So I'm not going to do the convert. I'm just going to go here. Now, there's many more things you could do in here. You could actually trade different currency pairs and all that. It's a whole rabbit hole, but I'm giving you guys the basics, right? So here what I'm going to do now, I'm going to send crypto from Binance over to Red.Pay. So Red.Pay is where my card is connected now. So I want to send it so I can actually spend it on a card just like a Visa card, a MasterCard. I can send the money direct from one platform to another and spend it. In this case, I'm going to send it from Binance. I could even send from XNES to Red.Pay. I could send from MEXC to Red.Pay. I could send from Gate. All these are different exchanges. Even Tangem. Tangem is my personal bank. I could send money into Tangem. I could send money out of Tangem into Red.Pay. So here's just a matter of moving around money to do whatever you want to do. If you want to trade, you put your money in XNES. If you wanted just move your money and have it in a on an exchange, you send it to Binance. If you want to spend your money immediately, you send it to red.pay. So I hope you guys get that. Now, what I want to do now is go on red.pay and I want to do a deposit. Now, the deposit I'm going to do is going to be USDT because remember, I have USDT over here. I have, how much USDT do you guys see there? How much USDT you guys seen on the screen? $20. All right, so I'm glad you guys paying attention, right? So I'm going to go back here now to red.pay. And I'm going to click deposit. I think you guys should be seeing deposit under $2.68. All right, look, if you really look on my screen, you can see I paid for Zoom today from my card. You can see in Zoom right there. I paid the $16.99, paid that from this card. So I'm going to click deposit. And what am I going to deposit? Let me see who's paying attention. What am I depositing? And by writing these things, it's always going to stick in your brain. If you write USDT, it's going to start to make sense. And if you're just watching it and you're not interacting with it, it will not interact with your brain. So I'm glad I see you guys are posting USDT so you understand. So I'm going to click on USDT. Now, remember, the USDT is the base currency. I'm going to click on USDT again on chain. You can see it on top there, right? USDT is the base currency. I need to send it on a network. Now you can see all the different networks. Binance has a network, as you can see, BSC. Arbitrum have a network. Solana have a network. Optimism has a network. Tron have a network. Ethereum have a network. Ton at the bottom down there has a network, as you can see. Now this setup I'm using here, you're not really seeing the full price. You're just seeing one standard price it's charging. It's charging 1 USDT to do the transaction. But when you go on an exchange, it tends to be zero. Like if I send stuff from Binance to somewhere else other than this, it's like 0.01 cent. So it's like 1 cent instead of $1. I just hope you guys get that. So different places, when you're doing different transactions, it costs way less. Solana, I should say Ethereum tends to charge you most. Normally, like Ethereum, sometimes they'll charge you kind of $5 to send your money. So you have to be careful. If you really look to, you can see it has some numbers. You're seeing Ethereum ERC20. You're seeing TRC20. So you can know by watching these things as well what is what. ERC will tell you that's Ethereum, and TRC will tell you it's Tron. Most times between Ethereum and Tron, plenty transactions happen, so you'll most likely see TRC20, and that will confuse persons because they have no idea what that is. Now you know what it is, it's Tron, right? Up here you could see it as BEP20. I use BSC as much as possible. I have found it to be the cheapest set of fees I've seen to send crypto. Like I'm talking about, you could send $10,000 worth of crypto and it will cost you 0.01 cent. It will cost you a cent to send that based on if the where you're sending it to can accept it on that network. Right? So I'm sending USDT on you could send it on different networks, the supported networks, but where you're sending it to need to support that network as well. So if you send it to somewhere that doesn't support Binance network, you could lose your cryptocurrency. But they actually tell you to. You're going to see just now, but they actually warn you to say, hey, make sure the network you're sending this thing on is correct. It come like we're making a phone call, but we could make the phone call on Digicel network, or we could make the same phone call on T-Mobile or Verizon, but it's the same phone call. I just hope that even make more sense to you guys. So I'm going to click BSC now, the one on top. Well, I'm sending from Binance now. Not only Binance support BNB BEP22. There are different exchanges that support it as well. And if you look, you can see, I'm not even seeing Coinbase network here, but I know Coinbase most likely operates on Tron. But let's continue, right? So I'm going to click BSC, and now it's giving me the information. So it's telling me the network is BSC. I love this page. You're seeing it clear as day. It's telling me the network is BSC. It's telling me the address for this, what the address is. So what I need to do is copy this address and go where I'm sending it from to send it here. Red.pay give me this address and say anything I send to this address on BSC network, it will be collected on Red.pay. If you guys are following 777, I'm literally going through this real slow. Really slow. 777. And I'm repeating over and over, so at least you guys can pick up on it, right? All right. So I'm going to copy the address. So I click copy. And as I click copy on the screen, you can even see it says copy. I'm going to click it again. It says copy. And I'm going to go over now to Binance to send it. So what am I sending? Let me see all who's paying attention. What am I sending? USDT. Isaiah, go to the front of the class. Ometa, go to the front of the class. Onisia, front of the class. Kevin, front of the class. All right. So I'm going to click on USDT. I'm going to click send. At the bottom now you see it has send, right? So I'm going to click send. Then I want to send it on chain. Now, if you're sending to a Binance user, as you can see on top, there's send to Binance user. I could click that and it will go straight across to another user. So let's just say you send me your Binance account number. Let me show you find that number as well. So as we write it before I do that. So I'm just going to click back. I'm going to click on home at the bottom. And at the top, I'm going to click on these 3 stripes at the extreme top. Let me use this to point up on top here. You can see it has 3 stripes right there. I'm going to click on those 3 stripes. Boom. And now it's literally showing me my account, my name, and it's showing me my ID. You can see my ID right there. Now, if I send this ID to someone else who has Binance, they could send me cryptocurrency straight to my Binance from their Binance. If you guys got that 111, you guys get an extra. I wasn't going to teach that, but you guys got extra. All right, so we got that clear. So let's go back here. I'm going back to assets down at the bottom. I'm going to click on assets to see my assets. I'm going to click on USDT. I'm going to click send. I'm going to send this on chain because remember, I'm not sending direct to a Binance user. So I'm going to click on chain. And then it's going to ask me for the address that I copied just now. So I'm just going to click here and I'm going to paste in the address. Now, what network am I sending this on? Let me see who again paying attention. What network am I sending it on? Because that's the next thing I need to put in. What network? What network am I sending it on, guys? Let me see who's paying attention. Binance. Beautiful. In which it will be BSC. That's what it will show up as, right? So if you watch, you're seeing BSC, BNB, Smart Chain, because sometimes you might not see Binance in the name. So remember, you're going to see BSC. So I'm going to click on BSC. See what it's saying the fee is? So I could confirm what I'm saying. The fee is, if you look good, you're seeing fee 0.01 USDT to send this. Right? That's insane, right? And then if you watch Optimism, you can see its withdrawal is basically 0.15. You're seeing Ethereum is 0.40. You're seeing POL, which is Polygon, is 0.7. You're seeing 0.12. You're seeing basically 10 cents to send it on Arbitrum or thereabout. So you can literally see all the fees on all the other things, right? So now you could see why that. Look, this one on the bottom down there, which is the last one on the bottom here. Let me just put it on the screen here. It's literally 0.20 cents. All right, so let's go back up on top here. We're going to click on Binance. And now that is good to go. Now we need to tell it how much to send. So we know what address we're sending it to. We know what network we're sending it on. Now I'm going to click right here. Boom. Hey, you come off the screen. I'm going to click on max. So I know I'm sending the $20.09 or whatever. I'm going to click withdraw. And I'm just going to go through the formalities now with, verifying that it's me. So I click there. This is going to come up here. Now, some persons get stuck on passkey. You need to create a passkey, or there are other options. I'm not going to click on any more options now, but you could actually use like a 2-factor authenticator, which keeps generating new codes. You could use an email, or you could even use a text message to get the verification code. I love using iPhone because we don't go through all that drama. You guys on Android, you could really be jumping through some hoops when you reach at this point, but just be careful and go through and make a good. Now your passkey is going to use, in this case, you could see mine using Face ID, or you could use your fingerprint. Let me just click this for timeout. Sometimes it enter timeout. All right, so that transaction is done there now, and it is literally on its way. Now it's going to take a couple of minutes. Sometimes it goes really fast, 30 seconds, a minute, We'll literally see it when it happens. Let me just go over here. I'm just going to go back here and I'm going to refresh the screen. So it's 268. Let's refresh. So I want you guys to see how fast it actually happens, right? And to send it back is just the same thing. I need to go across in Binance, say what address I need to send it on, and then send it. Now you could save the addresses and you could name it. So when you're sending stuff around, you don't need to go through all this drama. You could save the address with the network. I think I might get a chance to show you that as well. And you just need to go select it, and you don't need to put in all that thing. You just need to put in how much you want to send, and then you do your verification. All right, so USDC on my screen said USDT withdrawal successful. You have successfully withdrawn $20 and whatever. So it's literally showing you. All right. I'm getting, I use a different email for certain things, right? I use an email called, oh gosh, why is it eluding me right now? But I use a different email. My brain right now is not focused on email. And boom, you can see it's there. I didn't watch the time to see, and look, it's literally telling me that it's there again. Right, so you see how quick that happened. Now I could literally take my card and just tap it. Like at the bottom you could see, this is my virtual card. This is my physical card. Now I have the physical actual card, but I'm just showing it in the phone as well. So if I want to do online transactions, all I need to do is click the view, and it will show me the back of the card so I could see the numbers, and I could put it in and I could do an online transaction with this card. I don't use my physical card to do online transactions. If it gets hacked, it's going to take another month to get a new one. So I only use the physical card to do physical things, and I use the online card to do online things. If you guys got some value so far, I want you guys to put some hearts, some fires, something in the chat. You guys got some value there. Right? And this is very important. Knowing how to move around this stuff is very, very important. All right. Right. Now, let's just say I want to send it back. It's the same procedure to send it back. I need to go over in Binance. I need to do deposit. Let's come here. Boom. All right. So I need to do add funds. You can see add funds there. When I do add funds, I need to say how I want to do it. So I'm going to deposit crypto. So the first one on top saying deposit crypto, then saying receive from Binance user. I'll show you guys how to do that. If you're receiving from Binance user, then you could just get the person Binance ID and you could do that. But I'm going to do deposit, right? Then I know I want to receive USDT. So you can see it have Bitcoin, Ethereum, and USDT. I click on USDT. It's going to ask me what network I want to send the USDT on. Obviously, you know, it's going to be BSC. So I click on BSC. It's going to generate the code. I can just copy it and then go over here and just do withdraw. All right, I'm going to click on assets down at the bottom. You can see home, card, send, assets. So I could go to assets, so I could click send and go from that aspect as well. All right, so let's go the long way. I'm going to click on assets, click on USDT. I'm going to click withdraw. I'm going to say on chain. It's going to ask me what network, and you guys know what network. What network we sending on again? What is the network that we're sending on? Now we're sending USDT, but we're sending it on a network. What network? Guys, you see this what I'm teaching here with the network? Please pay attention to this. I've seen a lot of persons lose cryptocurrency because they were ignorant with understanding this part, the network. They know what they want to send, but they end up sending Ethereum. They sent Ethereum to a network that can't receive Ethereum, but they sent USDT on Ethereum network. And over where it went to, they can't receive USDT on Ethereum network, and it just remains right there in limbo. You'll have to go and message and hope that they could probably reverse it, in which most times they won't. So you want to just be careful of that. All right. So I'm just going to click on Solana and send it. Should I click on Solana and send it? Should I click on Ethereum and send it? Okay, great. You guys paying attention. So I click on BNB and then I put in the address. Now, I have some addresses saved. I think let's just click. Now, if you really look on my screen, you will see where it says address. It has like a box with a dash, and then have like a person in a box. Let me click the person. Here you can actually save address. So let's just say I'm going to save an address. I'm going to then go add new address. and I could put in the address and well, the network already set already. Don't tell me BNB smart chain, so the network already set. I just need to put in the address and I could save it. And I already have it saved, as you could see, USDT, BNB, so I know where that is going. Now, the only thing I didn't like is that they should have put here where it literally says Binance, because I could be sending USDT on that address to somewhere else. It didn't say Binance. All right, so at least you guys got that. You guys have any questions? Let me see if you guys have any questions. I'm gonna pause there for a second. Again, I didn't want this to be too long, but we're done at 8:45, but let me see if you guys have any questions. Let me track back through the chat as well. I know I have a couple moderators in here. Another Tita will operate as a moderator. Elizabeth will operate like a moderator. I think I've seen Phoebe. All right, so if I missed anything, you guys could prompt me on it as well. Any questions? Beautiful, Ameta. So that means so far you understand everything that I basically said there. How we'll know the different networks. So again, when you are doing a deposit, remember you had to do the deposit first. Let's just say in this case, I'm going to add funds here. It will tell me the networks that is supported. So I want to deposit USDT. So I click on USDT. And then after that loads, let's click on it again. It's then going to, you see, the next thing shows up. It's asking what network. Look, select network. So I know to send money to my red.pay. If I'm sending USDT, it needs to come on Binance, because this app, in which is red.pay, supports Binance. Now, it doesn't support, let's see, what I'm not seeing here. There's another network called ICP. Let's just say ICP is not here. So if I go across now and I'm sending from Binance and I send it on ICP, it's not going to show up in my red.pay. So that should answer your question. That's how we know. How long does it take to get the card? Right now, it's looking like a month. The last person I know that did it, it took like a month to get the physical card. Now it's $100 to get the physical card. Reach out to whosoever's organization in, whoever's your upline. They most likely might be able to guide you. If not, they will probably reach out to me, but I can't just give out information just like that on the call, because we have different persons from different organizations on this call. So I have to be mindful of that, because what I could say on the call could probably be against what somebody else is doing in their business. But reach back out to whoever you're working with, and they will most likely either tell you to reach out to me, or they will reach out to me personally, and then we could take it from there. But to get the card initially, I do have a referral link. Most persons have a referral link where you could probably get like a $5. When you sign up, you actually get a $5. To pay for the virtual card, it is $10. So you come like you're getting the virtual card for $5. And to pay for the physical card, it's $100. All right, that just to give you guys that heads up. Do you need a broker account to trade? Yes, you do. The same as if you're shipping a product or you're shipping something from overseas to another country, you need a broker. In our case, our broker technically is, I do all my shipping with WebSource. So WebSource is my broker. I have to send it through WebSource. They are really a drop shipper, but they operate as a broker as well. So let's just say if I'm bringing in a car, I would literally need to go to a broker firm and go through the process for them to do the paperwork to bring that car into the country. It's the same thing with trading. For you to trade, you need to trade through a broker. We can't just go and trade just like that, because they don't know who we are. So we have to go and do KYC, which is know your customer with the broker, and the broker is then going to represent you for you to be able to execute your trades and stuff. All right, any questions? Last week you guys flooded me with questions, like literally flooded. All right. So let's just say, let me give you guys a little more here now. Let's just say we want to trade on the exchange. You click trade on at the bottom, and then you select spot up on top. And you can see a trading platform basically showing up here right now. We're seeing buy and sell. Let's just say I wanted to trade USDT into something else. Let's just say Bitcoin into US, because you can literally trade across different currency pairs. Meaning, let's just say if I'm trading USD against Bitcoin, both of them move. So that means the US could drop in value and the Bitcoin could not move, but yet still my money would change. Or vice versa. US could stand still, but the Bitcoin move. Now, if both of them move opposite to each other, you could actually have massive growth, because remember, the growth is going to multiply, because if Bitcoin go up and gold go down, and let's just say US dollar go down. But when you're trading against USDT, remember USDT don't move. So you tend to have a more stable understanding that, hey, if Bitcoin goes up, I'm going to make X amount because the USDT is not moving. It's a little play with your mind, but at least you'll understand. If you have two currency pairs that are moving, yeah, you could have massive moves, because they could literally move like a seesaw opposite to each other, and you could have a seriously dread move. With USDT, it stands alone, it stands one place, but yet still the other currencies moving up and down. You could trade against Bitcoin, Ethereum, even other. There are literally thousands of things you could trade. But you could trade USDT against plenty things. So if you really watch, look, FTT USDT, FRAX USDT. It's up to you what you want to trade. And if you look on the next side, you see in their value, like if you watch FOGO against USDT, it's like 1 cent. Right? Now, let's just say you are trading USDT against FOGO, and then FOGO goes to $100 for one. You're going to make a lot of money. Yeah, that's how that actually works. Now, if it goes lower than 1 cent, where it is right now, you're going to lose money. But you need the FOGO to move, because the USDT is not moving. Yeah, this might be a little bit for you guys, but just know that's how that actually works when you actually trading now with cryptocurrency. What is the preferred broker for Connective? Connective does not or has no partnerships with no particular broker. We are about to launch our own trading app. It's called Open Cash. So with Open Cash, it should launch in the next couple of either days or weeks. We should be able to trade stocks and other things. I can't say how wide they're going to go with the trading platform just yet. See, Isaiah is basically excited. That's going to be big, because we still have little challenges trading stocks. We could trade Forex, crypto, and different things, but stocks in the Caribbean tends to be a little song and dance. So as long as they open that up, it's going to go bonkers. All right, so I hope that answers your question. If you're still looking for a broker, Sean, if you're looking for a broker, I already suggested one to you. This is what I do, guys. I don't make things difficult. To be honest, this is how simple I operate. I know not everyone operates like me, but this is how I operate. I start something and I stick at it. I'm giving you guys the blueprint here to win. As long as you see persons having success in skating, let's just say you want to roller skate and you see persons actually up on the skating. Now, when you get up on it, you're going to fall long. You might fall long for a year. But because I know that these individuals were successful at skating, all I need to do is stick at it and I'll get good as them. Maybe for those persons, it may take them 6 months or 2 years to get that good, and it may take me 5 years, but I know eventually I'm going to get that good. What persons do is they start off doing a thing, they don't get the results in a timely manner as they would like, and they quit and start over somewhere else. In which now you start over the whole process now. So if you had 6 months of experience here, when you start over here, you're not going to start at zero, but you're back down at about a month. I just hope you guys get in the gist. Like some persons, they start off with someone and they probably don't like how the person is moving or whatever. Just stick. Trust me. Just stick. I know a gentleman who it is, I was directly signed up in his line of business. And if he had just sticked, he would have probably been a millionaire now. I think he probably might have hit a million. If he had just stayed, he just do nothing. All he needed to do was just pay his subscription and just don't move. The two lines of his business, one line ended up being my wife and I, and the other line ended up being Christopher Walcott. You know how big he would have been? All he needed to do was just do nothing. Just stay under Mr. McSween's guidance. But he decided to go. So I just hope you guys understand how powerful that is. Many times when I see him, I actually see him and I feel sorry for him, but he made that decision to leave. So you guys who are doing this now, all you need to do to become probably as good as Delta Goal is just stick at it. If you listen to his story, Delta is doing this now probably since 2020, so he's probably doing it for about 5 years, so that he's as good as he is now. Look, I'm actually trading 8 years, and I'm not as good as him, because everyone takes a different kind of path, and the path you take, probably he paid more money than me to actually learn. He maybe actually pay like a broker or pay somebody who it is really good trade, like really good, and fast track his learning. Why some persons would say, well, you know, I'm going to go on YouTube. He decided to pay and fast track. Let's just say he probably paid $10,000 to learn the skill, and now he's making $10,000 in a day. But we decide to go on YouTube and get it for free, and we still can't make $5. And probably he had to sell his car or do whatever he needed to do to get the 10,000. So he probably was in the same state as everybody else, but he just decided, let me fast track this thing. I'm going to pay my money, pay attention, and I'm going to get it. I'm just telling you guys what's the shortcut. The shortcut is to just pay for it. And not just money. Everyone think when you hear pay is just money. Is time. You want to invest some time in it. In some cases, it might cost you no money. You guys right now who are on this call, it's costing you no money to be on this call. But the time you're investing here is what you just learned some powerful information. Right? If we have no questions, I could probably wrap up this class. Next week, may have no class because I might be traveling. I don't know if I probably could get one of my superstars to do a call, or probably you might actually get Elizabeth, which is another very expensive call. All right? So someone is going to do this call. It's not difficult to do the call. You just come on and you just try and point persons in the right direction. You just answer their questions. I remember I actually coached a young man to start teaching, and he had no interest in teaching, like none. The only thing is he was a good student. He was listening to what it is I was saying. And I got him to get to the point where he even went on and was doing his own mentorship externally from what we were doing. He went and started mentoring persons outside of what we were doing. He got that good. Because all you just need to do is do it. The first time you do it, you're going to be terrible. The second time you do it, it's not going to be as terrible. But it's still going to be terrible. The third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, the 10th time, you're going to be better. The 20th time, you're going to be better. As a matter of fact, the more I teach, the better I actually get. So I'm learning on this call too. Okay, guys? So if we have no more questions, I could probably wrap this up with just about basically like an hour in. All right, so I love and appreciate you guys. I want to see you guys succeed. I want to see you guys win. And I want to see you guys win big. Because you have families, you have goals, you have dreams. It's not just about because you are making money, somebody else is making money. Get rid of that thought out of your mind. Anyone that you could help, help them. You don't need to make money. Watch this. There are persons who I know that I have helped in the past. If they become successful now and I fail, they will lift me up. You need to just understand the power of that. And that's why you just do it. You just share. I don't care whose team you're in. I don't care whatever. I'm going to help you as long as you need help. So my coach is literally posting. Let's come out today. All right. Amazing. Thank you very much, Karen. Thank you very much, Christopher, Moses. Stafford, before we get off this call, I need you to just say something on this call. I'm going to put you on the spot. For all the persons who stayed back, you're going to get what I was telling you. I just saw him. Let me make you co-host, Stafford. I'm not sure. Well, it's really up to you because I know it's your private business, but I would like for you to just, just let these folks know how how impactful this could be. Let me just make you co-host, right? Co-host. Boom. So I made you co-host. Good night, sir.
Hey, good night, sirs. I'm getting a little issue there with the camera on my laptop, but I hope you all are hearing me
Yeah, we are
clearly.
here. We are hearing you loud and clear. We don't need to see you. We just need to hear you right about now. They know
Blessings.
you're a real person. You're not AI.
Oh, yes, I'm happy to say that.
Right? So I know I put you on the spot last night, and I really like to just let persons know that people are actually winning with what we're doing. And I
Yes,
asked you a
indeed.
question last night, and you was really bold about your answer. So I'm not sure if you're gonna be bold, but let's rock and roll.
Oh, I love to share because I've been in this space learning, and I'm not a professional by no means, no stretch of the imagination. I'm not a professional. Good night, everyone. Stafford Charles here. Really excited, and thank you for Mr. Kenton Jackson for allowing me to share. Started trading just a pinch over 3 months now, and I'm just really excited about the results. I've just done just over 5,000 in profit, just over 5,200 in profit. I started my account with $207, and I have not won every trade. And anybody tells you that come over on this side, you'll have a 100% win rate, run. Even if you're on a wheelchair, run, because it is impossible. I can tell anybody that. And even our experienced traders on this platform will let you know that as well. You don't win every trade, but the key thing is taking the information, taking the guidance, being teachable and coachable, and you will be able to come out on top. At the end of the day, it's all about profitability and compounding your profits on a day-to-day basis, week-to-week basis, trade-by-trade basis. And I tell you, it works. It absolutely works. I've already withdrawn out of my profits twice, and I've actually funded two other trading accounts. So I'm ready to rock and roll and to really do some amazing things with this. It's a patient run. You've got to take your time, but it works. Everyone who is hearing me on this call tonight, it actually works.
But question,
So,
quick question.
so, so,
Did you just take Delta trade?
oh, Delta goal is zip, sir. If you're not deltaing, then something is wrong.
Yee. Hey,
If you're not on Delta, then you're on the wrong plateau.
yes, sir. So thank you very much for that testimony, guys. I want to put some hearts in the chat. I want to put some fire in the chat. All right. You have to remember this gentleman invested in his results. Huh? He invested. He has never. I've never seen him miss a physical event. Like
Yes,
never.
sir.
I've never seen him miss a. I don't know. He actually is a busy man, like for real, and he still shows up for the physical events. Guys, please, I beg you, stop missing physical events. When it have physical events, come out to the physical events. One is coming up. Mr. Mixon is planning a big event soon.
Mm.
You want to be at that event. All right?
Yes, sir.
Get
Yes,
yourself
sir.
ready. All right, so thank you very much, Mr. Stafford Charles. Thank you very much to everyone who's on the call, to all my leaders, to all the leaders who are on the call. This is the year, guys. This is the year. After next weekend, I believe we'll have all the infrastructure in place to go out and really build this thing really, really big. We're going to impact a lot of persons' lives. If you're on the call, if you're still a guest, you're no longer a guest. All you need to do is reach back out to whosoever invited you on the call and get yourself started. Don't second guess it. Don't listen to yourself. If yourself had the capacity to take you to your goals and dreams, you would have been there already. So don't listen to yourself, don't listen to your spouse. If your spouse is negative, you'll have to save them. Make sure they see the information. But in some cases, you might have to battle alone for a while until they realize. Because Mr. Stafford is actually telling me that, he was actually doing this by himself for a while. He's now starting to get, certain friends and family on board. Right? And you really want to operate like that. You have to go out and go fishing first, and then personally believe that you can really catch fish. All right. So I love and appreciate you guys. Continue having a super fabulous day. I'm going to let this be a recording, so I will drop it pretty soon. If you don't see it, message me directly to get a copy of the recording. All right, guys? Continue having an awesome night. Later. Or one thing for the ones who are still here, make sure when you go back in the chats, post something in the chat. Post what you got as value from the call, please. That's the only thing I ask as payment. And it's not for me. It's for the persons who missed the call. For them to realize they should not miss calls like these. All right? Later, guys.